And we're leaving Plymouth, that haven. I think we might have a weather window to Brest, so we want to go there since it's a step closer to Portugal. The weather in Biscay is a bit weird and not very, doesn't look very comfortable, especially around that what is it, northwest coast of Spain, which it's famously for bad, so nothing too surprising there. Yeah, so anyway, we want to get to Brest since there is a passage. The marina here is very expensive, so that's another reason to wanting to go. We are trying to do something called intermittent fasting, which means that you don't eat during 16 hours. You are only eat during the 8 hours that you define which. But what we've learned is when sailing, this is very, very difficult. We get too tired, too cranky, too seasick if we don't eat, so we completely abandoned the intermittent fasting. So even though we just left, we left a bit too quickly. We didn't give Saskia time for breakfast, well, ish. So having breakfast now, and I think after I set the sails and I feel comfortable where we're going to, I think I'll eat something myself.
And so we left. At the beginning of the trip the conditions were quite good. During the day the wind built and so did the sea state. You'll be able to see Miguel's face, he is getting slightly uncomfortable.
Not bad.
I wasn't feeling great, and to avoid getting seasick I decided to take a nap on deck instead of in bed. I love how I can dive into my jacket. It's quite tricky to show how high the waves are when you're filming. It just doesn't show as well on the camera. So here I'm keeping the camera still and you can see how much the boat is going up and down the waves.
We crossed the border last night. It was a very uncomfortable trip. The waves were coming perpendicular. The waves were coming perpendicular. The waves were coming perpendicular to the boat, which means that it was really knocking us over. We kept on adjusting the direction, our heading, to see if that would improve, and it did to a certain point. Yeah.
For the rest of the day there was no wind, so we continued motoring to Brest. The coastline is beautiful, really worth taking a look at. When we came closer to Brest there were quite a few boats out on the water. The scenery is amazing and the bay is very protected. Gorgeous place to sail.
Time to get some diesel. We still have plenty, as you can see here. Can you see the diesel there? So in my case about 63 centimeters. I measure in centimeters, not liters. I'll go through that later, but 63, and we want to fill it all up. Insert card. Gas oil.
Choisissez votre.
Enter pin, that one is for me.
Posez votre clé dans le satchel.
Let's get going. Okay, Saskia, can let go?
After refueling, we went down to Camaret-Sur-Mer. Camaret is only about 10 nautical miles down the river. We would be a bit closer to our destination, and in Camaret we would go on to a mooring ball, which is cheaper. We also heard the city is small but pretty. We attempted to sail there, so after leaving the marina we put the sails up, but that did not go too well. We decided to try the other tack, but that didn't work either, because there was barely any wind. So we furled in our sail, turned on the engine and motored away. For the 100th time I'm trying to learn how to a bow tie.
Probably mean a bow line, but okay. Can't even know the name of it if you don't even know the name of the line.
Exactly. And then I think I know it, and then I try again 3 days later, and then, you know, it's gone again. So yeah. So I need to practice every day, and then I can fly a boat.
After arriving to Camaret, we picked up a mooring ball as planned, and we called the marina on 09. However, there is no response from them, not even an acknowledgement. So we just got the dinghy in the water and went to shore to finalize things. Excuse me, guys. The marina office. This building? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
So we are still in Camaret. Just wanted to show you a bit of how things look around here for future reference. Before I came here, you can see on the charts that it gets very shallow very quickly. And even though we are in the mooring balls because we wanted to be, I was a bit unsure if we could stay on the mooring balls or because they have like an 8-meter tide. I was afraid that we might get too close to shallow ground. So now that I'm here, I see that that's not really the case. So yeah, let me show you. That's the marina right there behind the boat. And then these are the mooring balls. I have one of the furthest away, I think it's the first one. But then you see you have quite a few here. Where that boat is, here and there. I think you should only take the white ones, the colored ones have owners. And I was also unsure if we could anchor or not, because there are some fish farms here, and clearly these are, at the moment there's only 2 boats here that have been anchored, but I've seen up to 6 boats anchored around. So if you're comfortable with your anchor, and then I guess it's possible for you to do it. I was unsure. I'm still getting to grips with the anchor and the retrieval system, so I didn't want to risk it too much, but yeah, it's possible. Yeah, you can see the marina also have a pontoon on the outside where we plan to go to get some water and then leave, but it's very exposed, especially because when the boats pass here they kind of go full throttle. So we can have pretty decent wakes, which is annoying. And in there, I'm pretty sure we'll get some scratches going.
What day is it today?
I think Sunday. Is it? So what do you see?
See a lot of restaurants.
See a pharmacy and bars.
Yeah, restaurant. I don't have my sunglasses, so it kind of hurts my eyes.
And a guy playing the trumpet. We arrived in Camaret. First time coming on shore with the dinghy and leaving it there. Bit nerve-wracking.
It's a bit nerve-wracking, yes.
Especially considering that dinghies and the engines are the most stolen items from boats.
Camaret city centre is pretty but very busy. With corona happening, we felt very uncomfortable being there. Even with our masks on, we found out that the street behind the main street was very quiet, so we took that street to avoid being in crowded places. This way we were still able to go to the shops that we needed.
So that's us. And we're now here. Yeah, pretty place to visit. Today is grocery days, so we're going to get a dinghy down, outboard in, and we're going to town.
If you have seen our latest video, you know that our outboard fell in the water when we wanted to go to town for groceries. So this day we spent fixing the outboard. You can check the video we made for it. The next day we moved into the marina to finalize fixing the outboard. We also had to go for groceries and get rid of our engine oil. We had to leave the marina at 3, and because of this we had to leave in a rush, with no time to film. Because we had to leave earlier than we wanted, we did catch the weather front with high winds and waves. We made great speed because of this, but we also stayed with this weather front longer than we liked. We cannot imagine doing this trip without warm food and drinks. Just after we left the marina, our gas ran out, so we had to replace the bottle. The problem is the jib sheets are running over the gas locker, so we had to ease the sheets, let the sail flap for a while, whilst changing the bottle. You cannot just unscrew the cap, but you have to rotate the bottle to detach and secure it again. It's very awkward, especially on sea. I don't think Miguel has ever changed the gas bottle this fast. Okay, so we'll leave.
Are not loving this trip. These waves are killing us. This is 9:30 at night of the second day. The sea really calmed down, so now it's quite enjoyable. Outside more than inside. I just we still have. I think you're seeing the background moving quite a lot, and because we still have some decent waves. But I don't know. Yeah, it's good. We are still so far from it. It's like 240 miles to the next waypoint. So that's easily 2 days and something. 2 days and a half, something like that. But I'm excited about the possibilities. Today we try wing on wing for the first time. I've checked online a few things how to do it, especially how to rig the spinnaker pole. and it went well. Yeah. Now I'm just going to play some music, have some coffee, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the evening.
On the third day the wind died down, so we had to motor a lot. You can see the sea stage was still there, so the sails are just flapping. You can even see the wind vane rotating 360 degrees as we go up and down the waves. Luckily, at the end of the day the wind picked up again and we could hoist the sails.
Are you ready for this?
Getting there. I was really sleepy, so... It's Friday morning now, and slowly but steady we're getting to our next waypoint. I think it's around 80 nautical miles to go. Which is quite far, but used to be 460, so we're getting somewhere. Yesterday was a tough day, I would say. I was very tired. Just didn't really enjoy it much. I was dreading the night, but then the night shift went pretty well. And now it's morning, almost 9, so I'm gonna wake up and go in a bit so he can do his shift. But yeah, feeling much better, much more positive, and sort of feeling we're almost there, although we're not. Yeah, it's very calm. We managed to sail for most of the rest of the trip, partly accompanied by dolphins. We decided to continue towards Muros. The winds around Cape Finisterre seemed quite low for the Cape, around 14 till 20 knots, and we wanted to round the Cape in these favorable conditions. We arrived in Muros very early in the morning. It was a passage with ups and downs, but considering the scary stories we've heard about the Bay of Biscay, we are very happy with how it went. Let's continue to the sun.